Makosini. Remember that the spirits and sometimes the ancestors that some people work with, they're coming from their own generation. They're using their generation way of looking at things, right? Now, think about it like you now, with the experience that you've lived. If you were to go past, as in passed away, physically, I'm not talking spiritually, you'll still be mingling around. You're going to be using the experiences that you've acquired in this living experience. When you're talking to your grandkids, the experience that you have, you're going to use it. And if you're spiritually ascending, as in evolving, you will use the experience of what you're experiencing spiritually, which is new things that you're experiencing spiritually, to bring it. Remember that you ancestors as well, they surpass the spiritual bit. Now, if they've surpassed the spiritual bit, they will use the information from this, where they are in their journey, and they'll use the experiences that they've from what they've experienced when they were living to give you information. Now, if you're giving information to someone who hasn't lived that life, that the ancestors are coming with that scenarios in the dream state, obviously it's going to be confusing for you as a human being. So you need to work with them. So you need, if they're giving you dream scenarios that they don't align with you, you need to talk to your ancestors, your spirits and guides, to say, please, the scenarios that you're doing in my dreams, I don't understand it. If you're using animals that I don't understand them. I don't understand why you even use them. I've never seen them. I don't understand how they work. So that they can work according to your reference. They can work according to your reference. Not only their referencing point, they can reference from your life experience, your lived experience, or what you are experiencing in life, right? They can use the scenarios of the things that you're experiencing in life, right? What I mean is that some of our ancestors, example now, let me use a location. Some of our ancestors, they might have traveled to, let's say you are in Egypt, right? You are currently living in Egypt. Your ancestors might have traveled to China. So they might be using the experiences that their experiences of themselves in China, which is something that you've never used, you've never seen before, you've never even seen on TV. So they're taking that experiences, they're bringing it to you while you're in Egypt. So you have to tell them to use the references of where you are. That means the point of references of the location that you're in, right? To make the scenario easy for you to process better and for you to move faster spiritually. Now, it becomes difficult. That's why we get stagnant. We stay in one place for a long time if we don't communicate our needs with our ancestors. We don't tell them that the information they're feeding us is not serving us. Or the ancestors that you're working with, sometimes there might be ancestors that they are just there. They're just, no matter how much you're talking to them, that the things that you're showing me, they don't make sense. The things that you're doing, they don't make sense and stuff like that. They keep on repeating the same thing. You need to change the group of ancestors. You are allowed to do that. You need to change that group of people that are helping you spiritually, because sometimes you will stay stagnant for a long time with ancestors that don't even want to move forward or don't want to advance. You understand? So we don't know those things, but as you go past, you realize that that information is there. But if you don't know about it, you wouldn't use it. You'll stay with people who keeps on making you go round in circle, You asking, so what does this cloth mean? They go round in circle. We're gonna go and ask. But why did you bring it without knowing? You understand? So you need to talk to them. Ancestors, remember that you have gone past where you are and where I am is totally different things. You need to act fast. When you're bringing information to me, you need to bring information that is complete. If it is not complete, wait and bring it when it is complete. Or if you're bringing information to me in the way that you think it will be suitable for me and is not, then what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get me stay in one place for a long time or what? This is how we're supposed to talk with the spiritual bit of things. So these patterns, our ancestors don't repeat the same pattern of getting us lost first before they get us to the right place. They need to work faster. At this particular moment in time, things are faster. Even ancestors, even the spirits, they have to work faster with us. Right? We need to be able to talk to them in the level that we need anyone talking to us in physical terms to talk to us. Like, you know, if you're telling me something, you're giving me information, don't give me like what they call it, don't give me something small and you want me to come back. Tomorrow you want me to come back again. And then the following day you want me to come back again. Give me information that will make me happy for at least 2 days. I don't want to be sleeping, waking up, sleeping, waking up, sleeping, and waking up, waiting to go to the next dream. That is how ancestors sometimes, some of our ancestors can do that, which is not good, which is what's supposed to change, right? It is supposed to change. It's not supposed to be like that. That is ancestors who are stuck in their old ways of doing things, and it is not getting us anywhere. Okay, I was just trying to say, if you're still in the spiritual bit of things, you need to make sure that ancestors don't repeat the same pattern. They continue with the same pattern of delays. We don't need that. Okay, that was just me trying to give you a motivational boost. It was not me saying bad things about ancestors. I was just trying to say, when you're talking to your ancestors, make sure that they need to know that they need to act fast. Right? To act fast. And if they are incapable of doing their work, they need to find other ancestors who can do their work properly. Remember, these groups of ancestors that we are given, they can always change. We can always change them. We've got that. If you are not working, you're working with ancestors that you do not align with, you need to change them. Change them fast. Ancestors, it's been a month and you have been telling me about one thing. I have been coming back and forth with you about it and trying to make you understand that I don't understand it, and you still are feeding me the same information that is not even making sense to me. So I ask spiritually that these ancestors, you change. Right? You change. I prefer other ancestors than the ones that I'm working with. You are allowed to do that. Unfortunately, some of us, we've gone through this spiritual part of things without understanding that bit. This day and age, we are moving faster in our way of thinking. We are moving faster in a way of living our lives. So we don't need to continue with the systems that are still operating with slow motion things. I'm talking about if you're still in the spiritual bit of things. We don't need the system that are not adjusting to what is happening at this day and age. So, meaning that ancestors who are still slow, they need to move and bring in advanced ones. We are capable of doing that. This doesn't happen after spirituality. It can happen during spirituality bit of things. They need to move, right? Our great-great-grandfathers, our great-great-grandmothers, the people who are still slow in giving out information, they need to move and allow people with advanced knowledge to come in. I'm talking about families here, bloodlines. They need to move. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we don't want to say things like that when we're talking about our ancestors, right? Because who wants to talk like this about their ancestors? But the reality is, if they couldn't do it properly when they were still alive, and spiritually when they've got the opportunity, they don't advance themselves. That means they are incapable of looking after the physical living self, meaning the self in this physical body, if they don't want to advance. Right? I'm talking ancestors. They need to move fast. They need to move fast. You know, I was actually thinking about this when I was thinking about now that we've got all these AIs and stuff like that, and you can just ask a quick question and you get a quick answer and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it like we have been giving our own people, our own ancestors, we've been giving them the freedom to be relaxed. The freedom to be relaxed. Very much so relaxed. Because the reason why I'm saying that, I'm only saying this and I'm referencing to how it used to be like for me in my spiritual path sometimes. When ancestors are coming with messages and then they say, oh, you need to prove to us, you need to show to us that you are capable of holding this, you need to show to us you're capable of this, meaning that they give you a little bit of information and then you wait for a month or two and then you get that piece of information that you've been waiting for. And all this time for that 2 months, what they have been doing is taking you to school, and you see yourself in school once, right? And then you wait for a week or two, then you see yourself, you're sitting for exam, you wait for a week or two. In between this, the information is not clear of what is actually happening in between. Sometimes they feed you something that is not related to what you're waiting for and stuff like that. This is what I mean by ancestors operating very slow. Now, and I'm talking about the ancestors, only those ones who are just giving information in dreams. Because remember that if you're talking to them, well, I'm not being fair, because even if you're talking to them, what they used to do, to me, remember I'm giving you an example with me, what they used to do is that they will say to you, when I'm talking to them, they'll say, oh, I'll be asking, so ancestors, you said this and that. I'm talking about when I'm talking to them live, where you hear that this is the ancestor, this is the great grandmother who, right? The name, and you can identify who you're talking to when you hear them with the voice, right? And you're asking something. With that thing you gave me, that information you gave me, what does it mean? Because I have been trying to work it out on my own. I've been trying to do this. And then the said ancestors will say, let me go back. Let me go back. And the going back is not like, let me go back, and then they come after 30 minutes to talk. They say, let me go back. And then they go back. Remember that you were talking live with the said ancestor. Let me go back. Now, while going back, it can be a day, 2 or 3. And then when they come back maybe after 4 days. And we talked with this other one and the other one. We sat around, meaning that the ancestors had a group meeting. We sat around, we talked about this, and we still need to escalate this somewhere else. They're not coming with the answer. They're coming back to still want to tell me that they want to escalate it to another person after a few days. But those days, because I didn't know that you can tell them, please, I do not want to work with this ancestor, this ancestor, this ancestor, this ancestor. They need to move. I need the group that are straightforward. If they're going to be teaching me things, they need to come prepared. Meaning that they're going to be taking me to school prepared. I do not want to be a student who is confused by the teacher, right? At the time, I didn't know that I can do that. Just letting you know you can do this. You can tell ancestors things like that. You can do that. Because it becomes a pattern. They will continue it not only with you, even if you move past them, they'll continue it with the next person that the ancestors are going to. If it is a bloodline family ancestors, they'll continue the same behaviors. Remember that when we can't say their behaviors spiritually, but the same patterns of slowness with the next family member. They'll continue doing the same things, right? Which is not good for anyone. It's not good for anyone. And we've been, that's what I'm trying to say, we have been, okay. Remember that at the moment I deal with the things that when we're looking back, we're thinking these ancestors have been having it, they've been playing around, right? I'm not talking about my ancestors. I'm talking about some ancestors, they've got a pattern that is not suitable for the human being, right? A pattern that is not suitable for the human being. They repeat the same things that are not building. They repeat the same thing that are slowing us. Slowing us, meaning that something that's supposed to take a month, it takes a year. That is slow. You see, now the introduction of the AI, meaning that the slow ancestors are going to make their children rely on what? AI. That is what is going to happen if they don't change. You must always remember, as if you're as a new initiate or a new healer, you must always remember, do not be like me. And this journey will be difficult to go as you're going along different paths, right? As you're moving along, evolving, right? As you learn. If you hold on to one idea, that is one is gonna be difficult, because and if you hold on to, actually this is very important for beginners. If you hold on to rituals, you hold on to them and you continue doing them, even the ones that they do not serve you at this particular moment in time. You doing them, you don't understand why you're doing them, you don't question, you don't ask for more feedback about what it is that you're doing. It becomes difficult when you're moving further up. Because if you held on this, you're training yourself to hold on to a particular thing. When you're being told to let go of it, it becomes difficult to deal with what you have to let go of. I'm talking about rituals, the rituals of me doing this, the rituals of me coming here, clapping my hands and doing something. It's a ritual. It's an every day I do this kind of thing. It is a daily thing. It's a routine. Due to this, I keep on doing this. Due to this, I keep on doing this. Tomorrow, due to this, I keep on doing this. And then it becomes a ritual. It's something you do all the time, sometimes without understanding why you're doing it. Remember certain things. Sometimes, even the same way as even ancestors, they need to be upgraded. Even rituals, they need to be upgraded. Some things, they are no longer working for us at this particular moment in time. They need to be updated. So if you don't have a clue, you can be holding on to something that is not helping you progress at this particular moment in time. And this is why I'm saying that some ancestors, I don't know spirits, because I haven't worked with spirits that are held on by other things. I haven't worked with spirits like that. I know ancestors, they can be held onto that kind of thing that, it's like someone using the wrong kind of cement to create a brick to build a house, and this house keeps on collapsing. You keep on buying the same cement that you know that brick is not going to last for 5 years. That house you're going to build is going to have cracks. That house you're building it is going to have, if a lot of rain comes in, it's just going to collapse, because the material you use to build that house, you use the wrong material. But it's because you don't know that you can test a different kind of cement that is of good quality to make that brick that will build that house. So you keep on going back to the same thing. Sometimes we are used because everyone else is buying that cement from there. You go to buy the same cement that is not serving you properly. It's making you anxious in your own house because it's cracking due to the materials that we use. That is when we're using the same rituals sometimes that are not serving us, that is going to be putting us in anxiousness. So sometimes they need to be updated. But updating means that we, the living people, needs to let the ancestors know that the things that we are using with them, they are no longer serving us at this modern day and age. But remember, as people, we cannot run away from our traditions, our cultures, our values. So there are certain things that we might be keeping on repeating that are not serving us, meaning that we need to work with our bloodline ancestors, right? Bloodline ancestors, to change the things, the material that we are using to build a house that keeps on cracking within 5 years or after 5 years, it cracks. You understand? So they need to try something else of good quality so that we can live harmoniously in that house that we are all building together with our ancestors. I can only think of this with ancestors because spirits, the ones I worked with, all they were doing is giving information that was related to what we are dealing with. But ancestors, they tend to come with some of them. The things that they come with, really. A lot, they're very good because they are very good for our survival, but some, they are holding us back. Spiritual journey, the reason why we are reincarnating and coming back and reliving, experiencing this life again and again and again, coming as advanced now with this new advanced way of consciousness that is coming, which the next generations are coming in, advanced way of thinking. They are not thinking like us, they're too advanced. Like, we can't even take them back. We can't even the education system cannot condition them to go backwards. This is what I'm talking, advanced, the new generations coming advanced, right? But now, working with the ones that we are in now, the ones that we are, how to update a system that doesn't work. How to update a ritual that doesn't work. We need to work with our people properly with these things. It's the same thing as I'm saying that even in dreams, if they're giving you dreams that don't make sense, they need to update it. Right? They need to update it. They need to update the way they're giving information. Now, the same way, rituals, they need to update the way the rituals are made. Because sometimes they are not really serving a purpose, is it? They are just delaying. You see, now I'm talking about, I'm learning, remember that I am not taking the people who are in the spiritual bit of things. I'm not taking you, I'm not fast tracking your progress. I am just saying that while you're in the spiritual path, your spiritual journey, you need, if you're doing something with your ancestors, your spirits and guides, you're doing something and you can see your ancestors have asked you to perform a ritual for them. You can tell that this ritual, although it's coming from the ancestral point of view, is coming from a good place of heart, is coming from a good heart. The ancestors, they were using this kind of ritual, that it was serving them very well at the time that they were living in this lifetime. But now that you are experiencing this life yourself, you're coming as you're coming as a new reincarnated soul, seeking the advice for you to progress in this day and day, you need to let them know that their ritual that they used to do, if you continue using it, it is not helping you. I'm just trying to think about a ritual that I can think of now that they need to be updated. There are too many. There are too many rituals that they could be updated. They could be updated because they are the ones that keep people in a stagnant kind of way. They're keeping people not moving faster. That is the only way that I can explain it. Okay. Because of late, I feel that my ancestors are not helping me with my cries. What do I need to update? Well, it's not about what you need to update. If you think the people who are helping you at this particular moment in time, they are not forthcoming when it comes to the issues that you're experiencing at this time, you need to ask them if they can, the people who are actually helping. Remember that already you've got the group of people who are surrounding you at this particular moment. You need to ask them. You need to tell them that, you know, you are thankful. They've been helping you very well up to where you are. But you think that the group that you're working with, they are not helping you deal with the issues the way that you think they should be helping you. And then you give them the reasons. Last time when I cried about this issue, it took a long time for you to even come back with anything that makes sense that I could use to help benefit myself or to help me solve the problem that I'm experiencing at this particular moment. I see that you have tried to help. If you've seen that they tried to help, but the help was not what you needed. You need to ask them if they can send another group to deal with your problems, because the group that you're working with are not good at dealing with your problem. Remember that the ancestors who have come to you at this moment, who are dealing with you and your issues, might have been the ancestors who were dealing with your issues for 5 months ago. The issues that they came to deal with you, they were able to deal with it at the time. But after that 5 months, the issues that you're dealing with now, they cannot deal with it. They need to change. They need to change. They need to change. There are too many of them. They need to change. There should be out there one who can help you deal with the issue that you're dealing with. And as well, remember that you can also surpass the ancestors. You can talk to the source. You can surpass ancestors. You can talk to the source. Remember, we are given opportunities. We've got ancestors. We've got spirits. We've got the source. So ancestors, they're helping us evolve, survive in our family and stuff like that, so that the bloodline stays. We continuous in our family because we've got people with us. But sometimes you need to go direct to the source and even tell that your ancestors, you are thankful, but you need to deal with the source, right? Remember that when we're talking about ancestors, don't be like a hardcore like I was myself. I was very, very much so a hardcore. I didn't want to hear anything else about my ancestors. I didn't want to hear anything about my ancestors. If you're telling me even the source has to wait, I need to hear my people. I needed to hear my people talking. I needed to hear their languages. I needed to hear everything about my ancestors, my cultures, everything that I needed to hear. Or I needed to hear how they used to live their lives, how they used to be. It was so beautiful to experience that beat. That's that beat as a soul in this lifetime. Tove Laspo. So it was good to hear, to talk to them. But like I'm saying, you can directly surpass them, go and talk to the source. You can talk to the source. But some issues, they're involving the ancestors because they are related to your lineage. Right? They're related to your lineage. Some things they're related to your lineage, but some things you need to go direct to the source. Ancestors, please just stay on the side. Let me talk to Let me go get the water directly from the source. You, when you're giving me water, you're giving me the water. When you're bringing it in the cup, already the cup is leaking. When it's coming to me, it's leaking. The water is half, right? It's not full, as it's not sustaining me. It's not full. So let me use that cup, because even the ancestors who was holding this cup that is leaking couldn't even see that he just needed, or she just needed to put a finger on the bead that is leaking so that the water is not falling down. The ancestors was interested in making sure that I get the cup with water, but he is not seeing the leaking water. Because as well, they need you to help you see the leaking water. That's why they need us to heal through, they need us to heal our generational traumas. They need to heal their generational traumas through us, right? Because that's why some of them couldn't deal with the issues. They're coming to us to help them deal with their issues. That's why we heal, and we heal our ancestral bloodline. Right? That's why I'm saying sometimes you go direct to the source. You go direct to the source. How will my ancestors think of me talking like this if they were those days? They'd be like, hey, so what are you, so Lucy, you leaving us, what's happening with you? But anyway, it is a good thing that now I'm talking about, I'm giving you an example with my spiritual path. It is a good thing that when I went into the spiritual journey, I was taken in by different people, everyone performing their task as they're supposed to perform it. Unlike some people, when they're taken in, they are not taken in by different people working differently, so they can tell that I'm dealing with ancestors, meaning that I'm dealing with bloodline issues. It's from my bloodline. I'm dealing with water spirits. It's related to water spirits, is what they're going to be teaching us about things to do with nature, things to do with cosmology, things to do with other things that we don't even yet know about. Then you get, you know, I used to actually even wonder with this one, the Istunya. Istunya means the messenger, right? Meaning the message directly from the source, and you get it directly. So you can tell the difference that, oh, this is ancestors, this side. This is water spirits, this side. This is the source, this side. This is this side. This is this side. So you can separate this thing. So you know when you have an issue that deals with a particular thing, you go direct to the people who are dealing with it. It's like a specialty. Bloodline issue, go to the ancestors. Bloodline issue, you need to deal with the psyche as well. Healing that, you go to that water spirit. It will help you with that, because the water spirit, it involves the psyche, the mind, right? They will come and help you heal that bit of the ancestral thing. When you want this direct from the source, information comes in its raw format, you go direct to the source. But here the only problem will be someone riddled with ancestral traumas. And this is the issues that the said ancestors have to tell you what it is that you are riddled with. You want to go direct to the source, surpassing the riddled people with the riddled traumas. You're surpassing. You want to trample over your traumas, to go and say you want the source to help you deal with the issues that you're dealing with in real life issues, the real life issues, right? Now, remember, the source is coming with information. It's in its purity, meaning that even when it comes to you, it's gonna come in its purity, but it can't reach you. It can't reach you if you don't deal with this. You don't rub off these things here, these other issues that are coming, you didn't even create, you didn't cause yourself. They need to be come off so that you can even hear the source and the source messages in their raw form. So the ancestors, they're really helpful in that. They're very helpful. That is why I'm saying they're very helpful, but if they're slow, they need to be changed. The group should be changed. They're very helpful in grounding us. They're very helpful in telling us about our roots. They're very, very helpful. Otherwise, you know, I've cut. Someone gave me what they call it. Someone gave me a leaf. No, it's not a leaf. It's a stick. He cut the what is this thing called? The grapes, the grape tree, right? Cut the grape tree from their allotment. So I'm supposed to bring that grape tree, the thing, to my house. I've realized that when they cut it, obviously they cut it, so in a way that I can come and plant it. But I realized that when I brought it here, that from how they cut it, there was no way that even that thing could regrow into a plant, because they cut it too far away from where the root will come out on their own. They will get to the soil and then they will come out on their own. So when it reaches the soil, it will just nicely start living again, and then get the roots out now. Get the root out. Now, if it is just given to me like that, it will just die off. It will just die off like it did. It died off. That is when we say a person who doesn't relate to their origin, their ancestors, they just, like that's what I'm explaining. There is no root that grows and that keeps the thing stable. So the thing will die off. Anyway, I was just giving the example that sometimes we can surpass the ancestors and go to the source, but sometimes we need ancestors as well and go to the source. But then when we dealt with the ancestral thing, then we can directly just mingle with the source, with other ancestors. We've dealt with our things. We are rooted. That's what I meant.